Welcome to the Manifest Your Masterpiece podcast. My name is Farah Fisher, and I am a manifestation expert, mindset educator, and lifelong creator. If you're looking to massively uplevel your life, relationships, finances, and success, you're in the right spot. I'm on a mission to serve up fresh, hot tools, resources, strategies, concepts, and stories to guide you towards the life you've always dreamed of but never thought was possible. This podcast is your weekly mindset development toolkit to help you maximize your power to live your life by design. It's time to unleash the creator within by tapping into your truly infinite potential. Thank you so much for pressing play, and now let's begin. Welcome back to another episode of the Manifest Your Masterpiece podcast. This episode is very much tied into our manifestation abilities in direct relation to our body and how we treat it. I feel like we hear so much of get exercise and have a good diet. And while this is great advice, there are more things that I think can be done for your body outside of the typical exercise routine at the gym and having a beautiful, colorful diet. Your well-being is tied to your mental, spiritual, and physical elements. And these three elements of you are a reflection of one another. If one is out of balance, then all of them are out of balance. This is why it's so important to keep them all in check. I first realized this when I was walking the bridge one day in my hometown. We have this huge bridge that connects mainland to beachside, and it runs right over the lagoon, where you can sometimes see dolphins, manatees, huge jellyfish, sea otters, and other amazing wildlife. Anyway, I was running the bridge and I was feeling so inspired by my exercise that I was getting. And so I decided to have a conversation with Great Spirit, universe, God, or higher self, whatever you want to call it. And I was saying to it, I want to elevate my consciousness to the next level. What do I need to do right now in order to get there? My mind and spirituality is ready for the next level of enlightenment, so how do I get there? At that time, I felt like everything was pretty much in line, but I wasn't quite getting to the tipping point of the next level in my consciousness. I kid you not, there was a strong, stern, but gentle voice in my head that said, you are in tune with your mental state and emotions, but in order to elevate your consciousness, you must also be in tune with your body. You need to move more, you need to exercise more, and you need to show your body that you truly care. Then all three of your elements will be balanced, and you will be able to unlock the next state of your consciousness journey. This was a huge turning point for me, and I really took this information to heart. I mean, I think any positive mental information you get, you should probably take it to heart. I bring this advice with me everywhere I go, and I want to teach to other people because it was such a beautiful, piece of information that I was given during a really beautiful day. So balancing our three elements of body, mind, and spirit can be tough sometimes. I witness it sometimes, and I do my best to balance it out, but I'm only human. I'm not a superhuman, so it can be tough sometimes. I do the praying, I do the exercise and the mental work, but sometimes I still feel left like, there's something more I could do. Our bodies are one of the most important parts of our existence, especially when we talk about manifestation, because they are the direct vehicle in which we express and create. So exercising is important, of course, but merging your body with your mental and spiritual self is a whole other level of body awareness and self-care. Outside of exercise and great diet, here are 10 incredible things that you can do for your body for better balance and spiritual centering. A healthy body means a healthy mind and a healthy heart. This is a continuation of an Instagram post I made, and if you would like to see it, you can go check it out at Manifest Your Masterpiece. But this is kind of like an extension of that post. So here are the 10 tips that I found, have a great impact on my body's health and well-being outside of general exercising and having a great diet. Number 1, Epsom salt baths. So the other week, I think it was during Christmas break, I took an Epsom salt bath at home, and it was one of the best things I've done for myself in a while. Like, I will not underestimate this tool because it is so relaxing and so nice. I filled up a bathtub with Epsom salt. Don't really know how much. I just kind of poured, what felt suitable for me. I don't think you can have too much Epsom salt, but, just use with caution. You can look up some recipes online. And then I dropped some essential oils in the bathtub, and then I lit candles, the whole thing. And I know it does sound cheesy, but like, oh my God, if you just do this for yourself, like you will feel the benefits. After I got out, it was like, I felt almost like high or like super calm and relaxed. And my whole body felt just so healed in a way. And my body aches were gone. And that's what Epsom salt does. It actually removes your body aches, and it cleans out your nostrils and all this other great stuff. So if you are into Epsom salt baths, then you might also like a float tank or isolation tank. An isolation tank is a huge pod. I say pod because it looks like a freaking spaceship, but it has a hydraulic lid, and it's about the size of like a kiddie pool, but you can fit inside of it. It's made for one person, and it's filled with 800 pounds of Epsom salt. The water is made at the same temperature as your body temperature. So when you get into it, it's almost as if you are not in it at all. It feels like you're floating in midair. It just feels like you're floating. The Epsom salt makes you float very, very easily. So you can just get in and you're buoyant AF. Anyway, so my first float tank experience was really intense and really beautiful. I made sure to set an intention because I know I did a little bit of research before I went in, and having an intention is super, super important and super key to having a successful isolation tank experience. So I created the intention to meet my angels and to also meet my higher self. And, you get naked and then you get into this bathtub. It's completely private. And if you get, if you feel anxious, then you can just lift up the hydraulic lid by the touch of a finger. It's super easy. Anyway, so I got in and it was an hour and a half, and I ended up seeing my angels and my higher self, but it kind of came a little later after you get accustomed to floating, and it's definitely a weird feeling. So it came a little later, and there was 3 beings on either side of me. Now, I went into this completely sober. I didn't take any psychedelics. There was no marijuana involved. I just ate a healthy breakfast, light foods, and didn't drink too much because if you pee in the float tank, it's a really expensive mistake. So you're paying for 800 pounds of Epsom salt. Anyway, so these 3 beings on either side of me, they were like waving their hands over me, almost in like a very like rhythmic, soothing way. And all I can see is this black and blue silky exchange of colors and swirls, and it was just a really beautiful and calming experience. I felt like I was being healed by these beings. I don't know if they were my ancestors or if they were my my guardian angels. I'm not really sure. I asked to meet my angels, and there they were. So I had 6, and I felt super, super calm and super safe. It was almost like when you're laying on a hospital table and there's like doctors over you. It was kind of like that, but they were very like indistinct, and they didn't have faces. They were just beings with a lot of love and power. And then it kind of goes forward, and I see my higher self, and at least that's what I'm taking it to be, because that was my intention to go in with. And she was blue. She had blue skin. Everything was kind of like blue and black. So, whether it was that color or not, that's the color that I saw and took as. Maybe it was just the color of like the blackness, not sure. But she was blue. She had blue eyes, blue skin, blue hair, and she had blue wings, like an angel. Maybe that was one of my angels. I'm not really sure, but she kind of looked like an alien. It was really, really cool. And she looked over her shoulder at me, and it was as if I knew her. She knew me, and she knew all about me. She knew my life. She knew my thoughts. She knew my future. She knew my past. It was just, she knew me as a being in the universe, and it was all love. There was nothing scary about it. It was incredible. So after an hour and a half, I leave the float tank and I'm just like spellbound. I'm like, oh my gosh. So after you leave the float tank, you're kind of like, you feel like you're a newborn because you were in this like warm, dark space for an hour and a half. And then you get out and you're like, wow, I really have to pee. So you go pee, you take a shower, and you're just kind of like, wow, like what just happened? But you can take your intention, and you could say, what is the next step in my business? What kind of guidance can I get to look for my next job? What does my future partner look like? Or what does my future life look like with so-and-so? It can be anything. Anyway, got a little detoured on that story, but I hope you liked it. Anyway, so number 2 is yoga. So yoga is upcoming. It's gotten a lot more popular in recent years, and for good reason too. It is the ultimate mind, body, spirit connective activity, in my opinion. And you do not have to go to yoga classes, guys. Don't feel intimidated. You don't have to go to these classes. However, I highly suggest that you try. Yoga classes is a great way to integrate yourself in a nice classroom setting with other yogis around you, and maybe like it's someone else's first time. You might make a friend. You might want to, go again with them or whatever. You never know. And also it kind of makes you feel like you can't leave the class, because at home, if you watch a YouTube video on yoga, then you're like, I'm bored. I'm going to go make a sandwich or something. But if you feel determined and you're very devoted to learning yoga and, becoming closer with that, then you can check out Yoga with Adrienne. She's my favorite. I'm going to link her up in the show notes, and you can see, and she's cool. It's not a female only. If anybody, I don't care who you are, Yoga with Adrienne is the shit, and I'm sure you'll love it. She's goofy. She doesn't take it so seriously, and she's super cute. So go ahead and have fun. But I like to personally try to do yoga in line, like if I'm waiting for the subway to come by, because I live in New York City, and sometimes I'm waiting 20 minutes for the subway to come through. I sometimes bend over and pet my cat in a certain way, and it feels really good. Or just right before bed, on your bed, you can just do some stretching, light stretching. Stretching is so key for, muscle tension release and so much more. So yoga, yes, just look into that, please. Do yourself a favor and do some yoga. Number 3, moving around in a non-normal way. Bouncing around or wiggling for 15 minutes a day can enhance your blood flow, your flexibility, and your mental strength. So you can also tap your muscles with your fists or with your hands. That's kind of a little bit about Qigong, which I'll go into in a minute. But yeah, so moving around in a non-normal way is extremely good for your body and your bones. And it might feel silly, but honestly, heck yeah, why not start your day feeling super, super silly? That's one of the cool things about New York City that I've come to really love, is like, I can do whatever I want, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, and no one pays attention. I'm not saying I go out and like in public and I wiggle around, but like, it's really, really good for you. Wiggle around in your room, wiggle around while you're making coffee, just kind of like jump up and down and like shake your head left and right, up and down, shake out your hands, and just kind of like feel it. Just and maybe even dance, put some music on and freaking wiggle it out. It's super fun. Number 4, essential oils, plant medicinals, facials, face steams, coconut oil scalp treatments. So this is more of like plant medicine. doTERRA is a great brand of essential oil, because I have consumed it. I have put it on my skin. I have put it in my water. I've put it in diffusers. You can put it in food. It's really great and very versatile, and I highly recommend. Definitely only invest in high-grade essential oils, because a lot of essential oils are made with alcohols and other different ingredients that could be harmful to you or your body. So just make sure that you're buying real shit and you're not, wasting any time or money on poorly manufactured essential oils. Face steams are really, really good. You can buy herbal mixes, and it's like flower buds and herbs and just dried stuff that you basically put in a pot of water. You throw a towel over your head and you just chill over that boiling pot of water in that mix for however long. And it's excellent for cleaning your pores out. And then also coconut oil scalp treatments are great because a lot of the times, especially during winter, our scalps can get super dry. So it's really nice to just kind of massage your scalp with oil, coconut oil, and also helps your hair grow, which is a plus. Okay, number 5 is Qigong, which is a form of Chinese medicine. Qi is a concept from traditional Chinese culture that means vital energy or life force. The second word in Qigong, gong, means cultivation or mastery. So the whole name, Qigong, means vital energy cultivation or mastery of your energy. I'm actually actively pursuing a certification in Qigong, and I can't wait to share more with you in the future. I'll be teaching classes at sunrise on the beach at 7 a.m. During my certification course, and I am just so freaking excited because that sounds like divine energy cultivation right there. And I think we could all use a little mastery of our own energy. So take a look into Qigong. It's you'll see a lot of elderly people doing it because it's very, low energy. You don't have to, it's not like yoga where you have to like bend and flex and hold and, strengthen your whatever. It's not like super hard, but it takes a lot of mental strength and a lot of breathing, but everybody could benefit from it. And my goal is to teach younger people so that they can teach their children and so forth. Number 6, swimming in the ocean or going to the beach or walking in the forest, which is called forest bathing. So surrounding yourself with Mother Nature has impressive benefits to your health and can provide mental and emotional clarity. Oftentimes, when I feel the need to release something or if I feel out of place, I'll drive myself to the beach or take a walk in the nearest forest. I have had some of my most helpful ideas and thoughts out in nature, and I have gained incredible clarity on multiple issues and subjects in my life just by staring out into the ocean or walking through a sun-sprinkled forest. So I highly recommend it to a friend. You are part of the earth. You came from the earth. So go and give your earth some love. Spend some quality time out in the dirt, out in the forest, out in the ocean. Go back to your mother and just have some great clarification on your life. Number 7, better sleep. This one pretty much speaks for itself, okay? We all need better sleep. And it can, be anything from just having a more quiet room to a weighted blanket. Okay, I tried my first weighted blanket the other day and it was freaking incredible. It's probably better for the winter, but OMG, guys, it's like a 12-pound blanket and it just makes you so still. And you're still the entire night. You're completely still, and it's so cozy. So I recently, within the last, I would say 5 months, trained myself and my body to get no less than 8 hours of sleep a day. And my mind began to heal. My energy became stabilized, and I became more productive, more centered, and more connected to my present moment. 8 hours is the minimum for an adult human. This is because the brain goes through certain processes at night and needs to reboot in order to clean out extra garbage or unnecessary things or pointless things that you carry in throughout your day. I used to smoke herb before going to bed, but I have stopped because I realized that my brain needs to reboot during the night. And if my brain has chemicals running through it while I'm sleeping, my brain does not receive the rest and revitalization it needs in order to function optimally the next day. I noticed that if I smoked at night before bed, I would wake up groggy, lazy, tired. And after I stopped smoking before bed, I noticed a huge shift in how I felt during the morning time, which was awake and ready for the day and knowing what I had to do and feeling super thankful and feeling super focused on who I need to be for the day in order to kick some ass. If you're used to smoking before bed, which is a really common thing, and if that's your thing and that works for you, that's great. But if you're finding that you're groggy and tired and confused and lazy in the morning, then maybe, try something different. Try to have some tea before bed. There's kava tea you could have. that's really, really relaxing, and it doesn't, it's not as powerful as marijuana in your mind. So yeah, better sleep, guys. 8 hours a night, and drink some water. Drink some water before you go to bed. Number 8, better breathing. So there are many breathing techniques that may benefit you. I suggest that when trying these breathing methods, you are in a calm spot, maybe in your room or near a couch, so that you can just relax and not worry about anything else, aka driving or working on something important. Here are a few of my favorite breathing techniques. So the first one is alternate nostril breathing. I included a link in the About section and really suggest you try this if you are ever stressed or just need more oxygen. The next one is deep belly breathing. I practice this when I first wake up and also right before I go to bed because it helps the nervous system to warm up in the morning and to cool down before bed. I searched on YouTube for a good video, but I couldn't find one that I wanted to share. So I'll just create a video and put it in my Instagram and YouTube channel so that you can watch it and try it out with me. If you aren't already following, my IG and YouTube is under Manifest Your Masterpiece. The next one is the breath of fire, which is super powerful and therapeutic. I've attached a link for that as well. I like this one if you are super stressed or if you need to regain a deeper breath, because sometimes it can be hard to find that deep breath. There's one more that I don't think I can find on YouTube either at all, but it's one of my favorites that I learned from dolphin animal medicine. I'll actually be making a podcast episode about Native American animal medicine because it's really helped me in my manifestation, my guidance, just general life healing medicine. It's very similar to angel cards or tarot cards, but it's really just about, the Native American viewpoints and stories about animals. Anyway, so this breathing technique is based on a dolphin. And I'll also include that in my Instagram and YouTube videos. So I hope that you watch it and find great benefit from it. Number 9, take a shot of apple cider vinegar or fire cider in the morning, or kombucha. This wakes you up, it staves hunger, it gives you insane energy, it balances your internal pH over time and provides healthy gut bacteria. If you're not into straight vinegar, which can be super, super intense, when I first started doing it, it was super, super intense and I felt pretty nauseous, but it staves your hunger for sure. Kombucha is a great alternative. Kombucha is great with breakfast. You can have it first thing in the morning. You can find really yummy flavors. I have a favorite brand, Awaken Kombucha, but it's only local to Vero Beach, Florida and surrounding areas. But there are incredible kinds of kombucha around the world, and so I highly encourage you to try it. I would recommend staying away from kombucha with clear bottles though. I worked and brewed large quantities of kombucha in oak barrels and know from basic kombucha knowledge that sunlight is the best way to kill off the most essential nutrients from the drink. So clear bottles is a huge no. Aim for dark brown or blue bottles. Better yet, get yourself a huge growler and fill up near your local refill station. This could be a co-op, could be a grocery store, could be a brewery that carries the kombucha on tap. Super, super good. I don't know how much harder I can press kombucha on people because it is just seriously everybody needs kombucha in their life. All right, so number 10, last but not least, is more water. Super freaking basic fact, but guys, we are made of water. Our life depends on water. Water is the most sacred thing that we can have in our bodies. So sometimes when I'm cranky or irritated or tired, it's just because I'm thirsty. Drinking water removes cramping. It helps you think better, sleep better, communicate better, and live better. I like to bless my water. Sometimes I'll place crystals in the bottom of my cup or water bottle. I make sure not to adjust them. If you've ever heard of using crystals in water, it's a great way to cleanse and purify your water. Drinking more water is going to help you to think better, okay? We need to think very clearly and concentrate if we're going to be manifesting our deepest desires. We need to be hydrated in order to function optimally. So just drink more water. I think you're supposed to drink half your weight in ounces a day. So yeah, definitely check upon that water consumption. Make sure to go look at those breathing technique videos on Instagram and YouTube, and I hope it helped you. I hope this episode helped you kind of open up your eyes to new things to create a better body connection, Remember, our body, mind, and spirit is all one entity. It's that trinity that we need to fulfill in order to go to the next level in our lives, in our love life, in our self-love. You need to be optimally working in your body, mind, and spirit. Yoga, water, drinking apple cider vinegar, taking Epsom salt baths, breathing better, sleeping better. It's all going to help you guys. So thank you so much for listening. This is all I have for you. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Manifest Your Masterpiece. And until next time, y'all stay healthy. Take care of that body of yours. Wow. All right. Bye.